And I don't have all the magical answers, gang. I don't. Okay? I do know this. The first thing you got to do is you got to work on your attitude. People make fun of you. Who cares? Okay? Somebody says it's not the right thing. Hey, you got to know it's the right thing in your heart. And you can only know that by using the products and getting people on the products and having them make comments back to you on how incredible this is. The only way you're going to know that is by being active and starting to make some money yourself and get someone else who starts making some money, and they come to you and say, you know something? I hated my job at IBM, and this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Thank you so much. You got to know that in your heart, gang. And you got to convince yourself. You got to work on yourself every single day. And if you'll get up every morning and you'll work on your own self, because that's your biggest job in Herbalife, okay? You can conquer anything in your life if you want to, if you just keep working on yourself. There's going to be things that happen to you all day long that try to get you sidetracked. There's going to be people that tell you no, and you're going to get sidetracked. But you got one or two choices when you get sidetracked. You can either say, oh, poor, miserable me. Why does it always have to happen to me? And you can keep whining, and you can keep complaining, and you can keep being miserable, or you can say, I'm going to make the best out of it I possibly can, and go back and talk with more enthusiasm to the next person, just like you did. You know how enthusiastic you are when you make 10 sales? It's easy to be excited then, right? Here's when you got real leadership, is when 10 people have said no, and you don't feel good, and 5 of your people have dropped out on you, okay? And someone's making fun of you, and things aren't going right, and 2 straight weeks you've worked till midnight every single night, and the whole thing's falling apart on you. When you can pitch and get your attitude, and I gotta say this one, and you faking it till you make it, by acting maybe mentally that it's going to happen, by acting like your best presentation is going to happen, like you just made 10 sales. That's when you got some true leadership, okay? You can go as far as you want to go because that's the way it is in Herbalife. And you've got to remember, there's a lot of what goes into Herbalife. It's not only just the product, it's not only just the marketing plan, but there's other people in the company that are making this thing happen too. There's thousands and thousands of employees and stuff like that that are making this whole thing jive. There's a president's team down here that's in the groove with each other with all the STSs that are going on. That is powerful. We need one team of people in this entire auditorium marching out of this meeting when we go back to our own countries and our own little homes and say, hey, we got the best company in the world. We are the ones. We got the products. We got the leadership. We are the most unbelievable people. We're simply the best.
I want you to write down on your notes here. It's not important where I'm at right now. It's where I can be in the future that's important.
That has really been the miracle of Herbalife. People have always asked me, why is it that so many different people from so many different backgrounds, from so many different cultures, speaking so many different languages, are successful in Herbalife? And it's because of the products. When people get on them, it's unbelievable. Because let me tell you something, gang. If we want to make it a better world, it starts with us. It isn't going to happen at the election. It isn't going to happen through our government. It's going to be through people like ourselves, taking charge with our own lives, taking charge for not only our health, our financial situation, and all of us together. Seriously, I mean, there's not another company I can think of that's having the life-changing type experiences that Herbalife is having, not just here, but throughout the world. And I'll tell you something, together, we can all make this a better world for people to live in. I learned more about my life and more about living and more about what I was doing in business through the hardest times in my life, not through the best times in my life. Because when things are difficult and when things are not good, your true character in life, how much of a man or a woman you're going to be, is that's when it really shows. That's when it shines. That's when you can teach yourself the most. That's when you can teach your children the most. Okay? That's when you can teach your downline the most. That's when you can provide it for your family. Listen, all of our families need someone that they can look up to. And let me tell you, not just our families. It starts family by family, town by town. But let me tell you what we're doing in Herbalife. We're teaching the world how they ought to be able to live. Everybody needs some guidance in this world today. My goodness, if you look at the circumstances in the world today, with the fighting that's going on, with the people that don't love each other, with the people that can't get along with things, where else can we have a room in the world today where there's so many different languages and so many different personalities and so many different religious situations where everybody can come together at one single time with one common bond to help people with better nutrition and to help people better their lives? We got to be the most outstanding leadership that's running this world. Really, this is what it's about. The opportunity in Herbalife, regardless of your skin, regardless of your background, regardless of your area, regardless of your sex, is exactly the same for each and every one of us. So have some faith as you leave this room here in the months to come, as you see us again, that if the people up on this stage can do it, that you can do it as long as you try every single day. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your customers. Have the faith to stick with some of your customers. You're going to have customers that say, oh my goodness, I'm having a hard time losing the weight. Hey, listen, you're going to have more faith in your customers sometimes than they even have in themselves. And they're going to need that guidance, and they're going to need that encouragement. Have faith in your distributors. You're going to need more faith in your distributors than they've gotten themselves. Okay? And when you have that kind of faith, there's no telling what could happen. Stay loyal to all the Herbalife rules. They're not easy sometimes, but you got to do it. You got to do it for you. You got to do it for your kids, and you got to do it for the company. Because if you don't stay within some of the Herbalife rules over the years to come, we won't be able to continue to provide these products to every single person in the world. Some of you sometimes think, well, geez, I'll break this little rule, and I'll do this, and I'll ship some products over to, some different countries where it doesn't make any difference. Hey, it does make some difference. Because if Herbalife's not around, none of us are around. So we got to make certain that each and every day we protect the rules and regulations of all of our distributorships. Because the company is the goose that laid the golden egg. And trust me, I have never seen a goose put out so many golden eggs in my entire life as we've been putting out.
It's really up to you. How much you're going to believe in these products, how much you're going to believe in the marketing plan, how much you're going to go out and talk to people, how consistently you're going to go out and talk to people, because you can all get there. Because let me tell you something, I've seen them all get there. It's just unbelievable. I've seen them get there in 6 months, I've seen them get there in 2 years, and I've seen them get there in 17 years. Does it make any difference? No. Okay? You can't become a president's team. The only thing that separates you from not getting on the president's team is one thing. Write this down. Giving up. Giving up. Would it be so bad to wait 17 years to get on the president's team? No. So after all the stuff that you got to do, the biggest thing after that is all you got to do is not quit. You got to stay. And you got to do it over and over and over and over and over again. And then sometimes when you get sick and tired of doing this, okay, your spouse is beating up on you and she's saying, you're going to go out there again, try to sell some of that stuff, okay? And your negative old relatives are still going at you and saying, man, you still doing that Herbalife thing? When are you going to grow up and do a big man's job? And you go out and do it over and over and over and over. And I promise you, if you want to, you can get onto the president's team. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy to go out and make $10,000 a month. Obviously, you're going to have to work hard to make that kind of money. I'm not saying that it's easy to go out and become a multimillionaire. Obviously, you're going to have to do a lot of work to do that. But the things that you have to do to make lots of money with Herbalife are not that difficult to do. The things that you're going to have to say to people to interest them in the products and interest them in the business are not that difficult to do. Otherwise, we wouldn't have so many people from so many different backgrounds doing it. So here's what I like to do. Everything about the products is simple. Write that down. Everything that you say about the products, you want it to be simple. And the reason it's so very, very important that you keep it simple is so that other people can hear what you're saying, number one, but more importantly, people can do the things that it is that you say. Because if the things that you say are not that difficult to do, and if they're not, in everything that it is on the products is not that difficult to say, who will then say it? Lots of people. And then who will do it? Lots of people. That's the very point. Because trying to do this on your own, you can only make so much money. With your own two lips and your own two legs walking out there and talking to people, you're limited in how much money that you can make because there's only so many hours in the day. But if you have two people that are doing this with you, you can literally make twice as much money. If you have 100 people doing this, you can do 100 times the amount of making money. And if you have thousands and thousands of people doing this, it will be unbelievable. Mark it down in your notes. This could be the day that changes your life.
Trust me, I can tell you with absolute sincerity, anything is possible if you just keep using, where, and talking and do it over and over and over and over and over again. The wildest dreams you've ever thought of can come true in Herbalife.